only down. Now, I'm here right now. I'm currently watching the Hardy Boys take on the tag team of Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch. I'm watching the Jeff Hardy My Life, My Rules DVD. If you don't have it, you can order it on Amazon. If you can find a copy. Um, and that tag team, Lance Cade passed away at the age of 29 over a accidental drug overdose, but I believe that he could have been a world champion by the time his career was done. Because looking at him, looking at his mannerisms, looking at his physique, looking at his body, that kid reminds me of a very, very, very young Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, who just passed away last year. And Mr. Wonderful, part of that WrestleMania 1 card, had great bouts with Hulk Hogan and all that. And but looking at this tag team match, this tag team match took place in Atlanta, Georgia at Backlash. I think this was Backlash 2009, 2010. And congratulations to Trevor Murdoch, who won the NWA Heavyweight Championship a couple months ago, joining his mentor, Harley Race, as one of the few people to actually win that title. So I watched on another match that I watched earlier today was Shawn Michaels versus Vader. Shawn Michaels didn't really care for Vader, but Leon White should have been inducted into the Hall of Fame long time ago. Like I'm talking about like maybe early 2000s. And breaking news. Frank Vogel has coached his final game for the Lakers, a decision that is expected to be shared with him as soon as Monday, according to ESPN. Yeah, well. But going back to wrestling, WrestleMania 38, huge card. We saw the return of Stone Cold Steve Austin, who wrestled what could be his final match. And he got a W as he beat Kevin Owens. We saw Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar to unify both the Raw and SmackDown heavyweight championships. We saw Charlotte Flair defeat Ronda Rousey. We saw Bianca Belair defeat Becky Lynch. We saw RK Bro retain. We saw the Usos retain. We saw The Miz win. We saw Madcap Moss win the Battle Royal. We saw Drew McIntyre beat Baron Corbin, or Happy Corbin, whatever the fuck his name is. But this WrestleMania, the only thing that I really care about this WrestleMania was the Undertaker's retirement. Taker has always been my second most favorite wrestler, besides the crippler Chris Benoit, who will probably never be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Undertaker, that 30-year career, he's beaten a list of who's who in wrestling, and he absolutely deserved it. I thought the streak should never have ended. I think that Taker should have been inducted into the Hall of Fame by himself, but obviously that was not the case. And the one thing I thought the Hall of Fame and I thought WWE got wrong, and I thought Vince McMahon got wrong, was Charmelle should not be in the Hall of Fame. What the fuck has Charmelle done to belong into the Hall of Fame? Yes, she's Booker T's wife. Yes, she was a okay heel, but she was never a women's champion, never a Divas champion, never an NXT women's champion, or a NXT tag team champion. She did nothing for the WWE. Nothing. I don't even think she wrestled a match. I could be wrong, but Charmelle does not belong in the Hall of Fame. If anyone belongs in the Hall of Fame, it's Jim Cornette. And of course, going back to the Cade Murdoch Hardy match at Backlash, of course, spoilers if you haven't seen the match, the Hardy Boys win. And this would be the last time that we would see the Hardy Boys team up until WrestleMania 34 when they would return, or 33 when they would return and win that that tag team ladder match with Enzo, Cass, and I forget whoever the other tag teams that were in. But now, moving forward, my boy Shinsuke Nakamura is finally going to get his title match against Roman Reigns. Now, Roman may be wanting to take some time off. He probably should, because he's grown stale, and at this point, this is Vince's chance to finally redeem Shinsuke for all of his hard work. Let him win the unified titles, and it gives them a chance to bring up some people from NXT to challenge Shinsuke. Like, we could have Shinsuke versus Braun Breaker. We could have Shinsuke versus AJ Styles for the titles. We could finally have Shinsuke versus Brock Lesnar. We could have Shinsuke versus Drew McIntyre. Now that would be an interesting match for the unified titles. The Kinshasa versus the Claymore. Which finisher would be deadlier and who could hit it first? Like, that's a match that I'm chomping at the bit for. Also, ladies and gentlemen, next week I will be back live streaming. I'll be having my PlayStation, hopefully, fingers crossed. I got some other things that I gotta take care of. That's on the outside that I have to take care of. And let's see here. Now, the next match that's on this DVD, we have Jeff Hardy. The only time I've ever seen Jeff Hardy wear dreads. He looked like Captain Jack Sparrow. Little on the chunky side, Jeff looked. And I think WWE and Nick Khan made a mistake in letting Jeff go, because it looked like Jeff was going to be the one to potentially defeat Roman Reigns, potentially. And they fucked that up royally. And now he's in AEW. But if Shinsuke doesn't get the job done, I would love to see Cody Rhodes be the one to end Roman Reigns' reign. No pun intended. Because Cody has busted his ass. He did it on his own. And it's a shame that we never got to see the world's greatest tag team, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas versus the Hardys, because that team, I always thought that Shelton Benjamin should have been a world champion. He could still be a world champion in WWE if they would just give him a push. So athletic, so gifted. Or you could even have him team up with Brock Lesnar. My God, because let's see here. Brock has never won the tag team titles. Brock's never won the Intercontinental Championship. Tomorrow night, it's either tomorrow night or this Friday, we'll see Ricochet defend the Intercontinental Championship against Jinder Mahal. Hulk Hogan has given his blessing and proclaimed that Jinder Mahal could be this generation's Hulk Hogan, because he has the physique, he has the mic work. But Jinder Mahal as a face, I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Oh my God, William Regal's on this DVD. William fucking Regal, who should have been in the WWE Hall of Fame, multiple-time Intercontinental Champion, multiple-time European Champion, multiple-time Tag Team Champion, multiple-time U.S. Champion. William Regal, also former King of the Ring winner. The match that I'm watching now, it's a fatal four-way for the number one contendership for the Intercontinental Championship. We have Santino Marella, who, up until the whole hardcore 24 championship bullshit, happened, I thought Santino Marella was the most laughable character in WWE. But now if you guys have noticed, kind of on Raw, they've kind of shifted away from the 24/7 championship, and they may have retired that championship, which I hope to God they did. I know that title is going to be in WWE 2K 2022, but looking at the 2023 Hall of Fame class, I would love for ECW to get some love. Please induct Tommy Dreamer. Please induct Sabu. Please induct Raven. For fuck's sake. Raven, one of the most gifted, intelligent wrestlers of his era, doesn't get enough props. Or induct Mr. Regal, even though he's in the even though he's in AEW. I kind of think that Tony Khan and Vince could have a working relationship because, and Tony Khan made the mistake that I think he'll have learned from letting Cody Rhodes go. That Vince was able to sign Cody Rhodes with his AEW music, his AEW image, and his and everything, because Cody, being a former EVP, owned his own gimmick, and Cody did it the right way coming back to WWE, and there's no bad blood. I don't think we'll see Stardust anytime soon, but I thought the best match at WrestleMania 38 was him versus Seth Rollins. That match, the crowd was in it. Everyone was excited, and it was a marathon match to watch. So congratulations to Cody Rhodes, and I do hope that you do keep your promise and win the WWE Unified World Heavyweight Championship, or Universal Unified, whatever the fuck it's called. Basically, they should just call it the Undisputed Championship and let it be that. But going back to William Regal, William Regal was just so physical. It's a shame that we never got to see him and Daniel Bryan go at it. Because William Regal, God, he's one of the few talents that have had a 30-plus career in this business. And because not a lot of people know that William Regal was in WCW. He had a gimmick in WCW with a very young Paul Levesque, which would best know him now as Triple H or Hunter Hearst Helmsley, which, by the way, Triple H retiring, he should be inducted into the 2023 Hall of Fame. On his singles career, he'll be a 2-time Hall of Famer, just like his mentor Ric Flair, because he's already went in as a member of DX, so he's already in the Hall of Fame for that. But I mean, just his in-ring career, he also beat a list of who's who, but he never beat Taker at WrestleMania. He's the only person that's on that list 3 times. So, but right now, just watching this match, William Regal he was a little chubby. I think Regal had taken some time off. I don't know if Regal won the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. I don't think he ever did. But very, very talented. I also think that Lance Storm should be in the Hall of Fame. And everyone's probably gonna be like, well, why Lance Storm? He didn't win in any championships. Look, I base the Hall of Fame on skill, promo, and longevity. And Lance Storm was one of the best technical wrestlers of his generation. He was up there with Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho. Just a dying breed. And it's a shame that Bret Hart's career got cut so short, because imagine, if you will, that Bret doesn't get injured by Goldberg. He comes back to WWE after WCW folds. You have him versus Stone Cold Steve Austin again. You have him versus Kurt Angle. You have him versus Chris Benoit. You have him versus Chris Jericho, which is a shame that we never got to see that in WCW as well. And William Regal eats the twist of fate, which was awkward as fuck. And William Regal gets eliminated from this number one contendership match for the Intercontinental Championship. So, and Shelton Benjamin, man, cat-like ability, man. It's a shame, really, that Shelton Benjamin hasn't won a world championship. And also, by the way, guys, click like and sub to Tata Beast. Click like and sub to WSNRD Raptor Hat Beanie Guy. Click like and sub to Abridged Vegeta. You can check out his Frieza Eats a Lemon video, which is awesome. You can also check out Demon King Oryx. You can also check out Deadpool 42306. And you can also click like and sub to me if you want. You can check out my TikTok. All you got to do is just look up John Breakdown. You can see my karaoke videos that I've done on there. And thank you so much for tuning in, as this has been a 60-minute broadcast, and it's probably late as fuck. So I'll see you guys. Same breakdown time, same breakdown place. Stay frosty, my friends.